Well, welcome to Fantasy Dad Duo. I'm your daddy, Jack Banks, and here's my beautiful bald-headed compadre, Jeff Sitz.
What's going on, guys?
Jeff, I have a question for you to kick off the episode. What are you going to do if your daughter wants to be an Eagles fan?
Is death an option?
for yourself or for her?
No. For me, definitely not for her. No.
Yeah. I mean, that's like nightmare fuel right there.
That is nightmare fuel because then I'd have to deal with fucking tushy pushy all the time. This is the third episode in a row I've had to say tushy pushy, and I don't know if it's bothering anybody else, but
Not bothering me. On the bright side, you could put her in one of those Kelly green jerseys. Those have to be the best jerseys in the NFL.
I mean, you think so? I don't know, man. There's a couple. I'd go with the Cards jersey over a fucking Eagles jersey.
You know, there's quite
That
a few
tasted
that
bad
like
coming out. That
but-
tasted very bad coming out.
All right. So today we're going to switch it up. We're going to do some top 12 wide receivers. We're going to talk about the worst fantasy decisions we've ever made. We're going to talk about what a J trade is, and break down what it really means to come in last in a close friends league. I'm going to expand that a little bit. I'm going to say like what it means to be in a fantasy football league with your close friends and how to make it fun.
Yep.
So I think we got a good slate for the show today. All right, so let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with our top 12 wide receivers. And Jeff, take it away. Who is your number one?
My number one is 100% Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Wow. So a little bit off the consensus right off the bat. Tell me why he's your number one.
I mean, just number wise last year and what he was able to do with Sammy Boy back there. I'll say this. There's something to say when you have a quarterback that just a couple of years ago, and I brought this up a couple episodes ago, when you have a quarterback who just a couple of years ago claims he was seeing ghosts, and you're top of the league, 1,793 yards, receiving yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns. I mean, what did he have? Something like 116 receptions too, I believe, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 119 he had.
Yeah, see, amazing. I can't go wrong. His speed never stopped. He's got that precision running, his running power, his acceleration, all of it. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yeah, well, I'm a Seahawks fan, and it was a beautiful season for me. But JSN really was the engine of that offense. He a lot of people saw him as a slot guy, and he used those skills downfield. I mean, he tore up defenses. He got peppered with targets, and not like short dinky catches either. I mean, he was
No.
119 catches down the field. I mean, he racked up those yards. So I love to see it. I have him at 2, and I'm thinking about even pushing him down to 3 because I'm a little scared of the offensive coordinator change. He's only done it for 1 year at this level. So
that's true. We've talked about those coaching changes before, so I do agree with that. I think with this team, the talent outweighs the coaching change. I really do.
So if you were to put a number on it, you think he's staying the same? He's going up in yards, down in yards?
I'll give him a little bit of a drop. I'll say 1,400 to 1,500 yards this year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's still fantasy royalty. He's still going to be early first round.
Yeah. No, that's, and in my eyes, that's not slowing down either. That's definitely not slowing down.
Yeah, very few wide receivers go back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons. So number 2 on your list, you have
Jamar
someone
Chase.
who really is fantasy royalty, Jamar Chase.
He is, yes. Yep. He's better royalty when Burrow is playing like Burrow does, and Burrow is not hurt. So that being said, I have him at 2. I do love him at 2, and the only reason why I do not have him at 1 is because of that Burrow problematic. That's not correct English. That Burrow problem that continues to be problematic. He's an injury-prone boy, and he likes to get hurt.
Yeah. I have him at 1, and you brought up Joe Burrow getting hurt. They signed Joe Flacco and to be the backup for next year. And we saw Jamar Chase with Flacco. I mean, he peppered him. So Jamar
It's
Chase.
still over 1,000 yards. It's still over 1,000 yards. It doesn't matter.
If Joe Burrow plays 0 games, I would still have Jamar Chase at 1,200 yards and 6 to 10 touchdowns. With Joe Burrow,
I could see that.
with Joe Burrow, I could see a crazy amount. I mean, he out targeted JSN by 20. So I have him as the guy. Only 2 years ago, he had 17 touchdowns. He had 2,000 yards receiving, or 1,800, I think it was. So he's a monster.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 3 for you.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, baby. Love him. He's one of my favorites. I have him at 3 because Goff can be a little goffy. And I hate just to be the fact that like we're throwing quarterbacks under the bus right here, because I've basically, well, I didn't do it with Sam, but I think how do I say this? Jared Goff likes to act like he forgets how to be a quarterback sometimes, and he did it when he was with Los Angeles, and he's done it since he's been on Detroit. But then somewhere down the line, he remembers that he's Jared Goff, and he turns it on. And things tend to happen when he turns it on. I mean, 2 years ago with Detroit, he was lights out all year long. Last year, it took him a little while to pick himself up again and pick the team up again. He's getting up there in age. He isn't a bad quarterback by any means. I'm just I don't like it when he does his little Goffy renditions throughout the season.
Yeah, I think Amon-Ra is so safe.
Yes,
and I have him at I have him at 5. Which 5 is the lowest you could put him, because
it's the same thing with the running backs. It's that top tier. Those top 5 is that top tier, which you could, granted, it's arguable that you could interchange any of those 5, but it's still that top tier as far as all those receivers go.
Yeah, Goff has had 4,400 passing yards and 30 touchdowns for 5 consecutive years, and Amon-Ra is the guy. So
he's his favorite. Yep, that is clear.
Yeah, it's clear. He's going to get 150 plus targets, 100 plus receptions, 10 touchdowns. Just write it in stone. He's going to do it unless he gets hurt, which is always possible.
It is.
And then draft Jameson Williams about 30 spots higher than he's going. But
oh God,
I love Amon-Ra, and he's like one of those dogs. Like he looks for contact.
He's a digger.
Yeah, he's a football guy. He plays football. He's like Julian Edelman if Julian Edelman could run a 4.4 40. So I love him, and I'm probably, he's one of those guys that if I feel like being safe with my draft, he's a guy I'm totally targeting early and then taking risks late.
Oh my God. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So number 4, and this one right here is Puka.
I'm gonna make a switch.
You're making a switch on the spot. All right, let's hear it.
I'm bumping Drake London up to 4.
You're bumping London up to 4, and
bumping London up to 4, and there's a specific reason why.
Let's hear it.
I think Drake London has more talent than Puka Nacua does.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
And I think he's a more highly verified target than Puka Nacua is as well. That being said, obviously that would put Puka Nacua at 5. So we'll talk about 4 and 5 together now since I made the switch. I want to put Drake London in 4 because who was his quarterback last year?
Penix and Cousins.
Still had 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he had 900 yards, but he played 12 games. So I mean that's
12 games, 900 yards.
Yep.
He ain't fucking around.
You extrapolate that out to 17, and he's
Now that being said, he had Cousins, and not the Cousins that we all know, Minnesota Vikings Cousins. And Penix, they're leaning on him a lot. They're probably going to lean on him a little bit more again this year. But Puka's got Stafford.
You have Penix instead of Tua.
See, now that's arguable. That is arguable. Do I think that talent-wise, I think they're kind of in the same handbook.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, he's still the number one target.
Oh, he's the number one target by probably 50 targets.
I'm not trying to say that Zachariah Branch is going to come along and take anything, but go Dogs. Just saying.
Go Dogs. Yeah.
Puka at 5 is obviously also arguable, but I don't, and it's, I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's the same argument that we're going to keep going over and over and over again and again and again. Is he as talented as we think he is? Or is Matt Stafford, the Go Dogs, just that good of a quarterback that he's making him look better than he actually is? I'm not saying he's a bad receiver. He's in my top 5. So obviously there's more than one reason. But the reason why he's in 5th in that top 5 for me is because I don't see the talent being up to par with how good his quarterback is.
Yeah. Look, I am a documented Puka hater. Every year I push him down my board a little bit, and every year he kind of makes me eat shit. And and he shows out, and like last year, 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, and led the league in points per game by a decent margin. He played one less game than JSN and had more points. So he's, here's my thing with Puka. I had him at 5 to start also, and I ended up moving him back up to 3, and I almost even moved him back up to 2. But if I were to draft today, I probably would take him at 4 or 5. And that's just because he went into rehab. He's acting all sorts of crazy. You see him all over social media doing insane things and drunk off his ass, like stumbling down the street. When he shows up to training camp and looks like Puka, yeah, I'm going to draft him at 2 or 3. He scares me a little bit. He's like a funky Hawaiian guy that who knows what he's going to do next. And as long as Stafford's on the field, he's going to pepper him with targets. As long as Puka's on the field, he's going to catch those targets. So I got him for, 1,500 yards and probably 8 touchdowns. Conservatively.
Definitely not 1,700 again. I don't see that happening.
I don't see that again either. I don't see that again either. But look, he's a fun guy, and I won't be drafting a lot of them. I don't think, though. I'm going to be taking JSN and Chase probably, and he scares me a little bit. So somebody else could take him, and I'll take somebody else.
There you go.
All right. So number 6, and I have this guy at 4. Is CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
He had a bit of a down year.
I have him at 6 only because of that injury-prone problem.
Yeah. He was banged up last year for sure.
He was only out 3 games though, and there's more that I can say about those 3 games when we get to number 12. There's more.
Yeah, so 1,000 yards or almost 1,100 in 14 games, only 3 touchdowns, which was it tanked his fantasy season basically. I like him for a bounce back. A lot of people like him for a bounce back because he's.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a big old bounce back from our boy. He's a Cowboy, so I fucking hate him. But as far as fantasy goes, he is a great fantasy football wide receiver 1. Great. I don't have him in my top 5 again because of that injury-prone problem that's there. But do I see him having a 1,500 yard season with, 10, 12 plus touchdowns? Yeah, I do. I think if he can stay healthy for 16 games this year, give him a one-off. Give him 16 games. I think he's capable of doing it.
How do you see the dynamic between him and Pickens going?
Pickens, go dogs. He's just I love to hate him. Do I think he's going to have another 1,400 yard season? I fucking don't think so at all. I don't even think he's going to get to 1,000 yards if CeeDee Lamb is healthy because CeeDee Lamb is the clear number one. Lamb was out. Lamb left game 3, and he was out 4, 5, and 6 last year.
Yep.
In those 4 games, Pickens had 2 games over 130 and 1 at the highest he had all season at 168 with something like 9 receptions on 11 targets or something like that. 168 yards, 136, 37 yards in the other game that I'm talking about. So let's put it this way. CeeDee Lamb plays just 2 of those games. I think another 2 of the games, there's like 68 yards and 58 yards. But if CeeDee Lamb plays just 2 of those games, he's dropping 200 yards right off the rip. Because he's not the number 1 target.
You
Which
know,
other people will argue.
if
If
they
you
argue
ask
that,
Jay, Ferguson's the
wrong.
number 1 target.
Yeah, if they argue that, you're wrong. So Pickens, look, the biggest opponent George Pickens has is George Pickens.
100%. 100%.
We saw it at a couple games last year. We saw
we saw it when he was leaving Pittsburgh.
We saw it in Pittsburgh.
He's his own fucking worst enemy.
He checks out. He gets mad. He throws punches. He gets ejected. You know, he just signed a franchise tag. He obviously wanted the massive contract. He didn't get it. Is he going to be playing happy? I don't know. If he's not playing happy, CeeDee Lamb is, getting more targets.
It's how much. I mean, when you go to, you can't even. Can you blame the guy? No, but yes. When you go to a team where there's already a clear number 1, there was already a fucking clear number 1 wide receiver. So if he's going to go and the guy gets hurt and then he moves a little bit forward, it's expected because you've got talent. You know how to catch the fucking ball. But then if he comes back the season that, now I'm getting all hot and bothered. If he comes back the season after that and he's not Dak's number 1 favorite boy, there's no surprise, dude. It's CeeDee Lamb. There's no replacing CeeDee Lamb. That's unless Des Bryant comes back, there's no way anybody's going to get the ball other than him.
That's a hot take. You got Des Bryant over CeeDee Lamb talent-wise?
I got Des Bryant over a lot of guys talent-wise. Des Bryant is fucking Des Bryant.
Yeah, no, one of the premier red zone threats that the NFL has seen in the past 20, 30 years. All right, so next on your list, after CeeDee, you have Justin Jefferson, and I'm going to take this one. I have him at 8, and I've thought about moving him down because, look, we saw him with JJ McCarthy.
Oh my God, we're bringing up another quarterback issue.
Well, hey,
oh man, dude, we're shitting on quarterbacks.
Are you a quarterback? You're going to go out there and throw the ball?
No, I'm just saying in general, we're shitting on a lot of quarterbacks today. But if we're going to shit on any quarterback, fuck JJ McCarthy, dude. What undefeated national championship year, comes and sits on his ass for a season and then gets his chance and
he ruined my boy, Justin Jefferson. I love Justin Jefferson.
He blew it, dude. Blew it.
So there's at least a 50-50 chance that JJ McCarthy wins this job. Maybe a little less, 40% we'll say. If he wins this job, where is the offense coming from? Justin Jefferson is not going to, last year, what do you have? 1,000 yards and 2 touchdowns, something like that?
Something like that.
He's going to repeat that. He's going to have 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns, or 1,200 yards and 5
You're saying with McCarthy behind the ball?
With McCarthy.
Okay.
Now, we're all hoping and praying that Kyler wins that job. Because Kyler, he's a little munchkin running out there throwing the ball down.
Shorty. That little shouty behind there.
But look, Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't productive with Kyler. It's not like Kyler's this like fix-all. Michael Wilson wasn't productive with Kyler. Like, he's not like this like fantasy fix-all.
No, but he's Oh man, see, and you say this about some of the older guys too. Like he's been there, he's done it. There's talent behind that player. He's got it. It's just whether or not he can pick it back up again.
I
We
like him
haven't
more.
seen it in what? It's been what, 3 years
I mean, he played last year.
for a good fantasy season.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. Look, I can't draft Justin Jefferson confidently thinking that it's going to be a good offense. I just don't know. And I don't trust Kyler. I don't trust JJ McCarthy. I think that he may just be like have another sacrificed season to bad quarterback play. Look, I only have him down at 8. I didn't bury him, but I might move him down further. I really might. I really might, especially if JJ gets named the starter. I'm pushing him down to 10, probably.
And that's if JJ doesn't come out and surprise the hell out of the entire football world. Makes Harbaugh look a little bit better.
That would surprise me. All right.
From his Michigan years.
Number 8, you have one of my favorite talents in the
Nico
NFL.
boy. Fucking love him. He's one of my favorite fantasy talents.
Talk to me about Nico Collins and that situation over there.
It's a weird situation. How many pieces have they moved in the last 2 or 3 years with wide receivers? 3?
They move around quite a bit. They drafted and paid Christian Kirk, or they not drafted. They paid Christian Kirk. But they just drafted what's his name last year. They added a couple pieces last year. They have Dalton Schultz over the middle.
They have Tank Dell still too, don't they? But he was hurt like all season last year.
Yeah, we'll see if that leg ever works right again. And then they grabbed David Montgomery as
That's
their
true,
new
they
lead
did.
back, presumably.
So now that being said, because that team in the past 2 or 3 seasons has really liked to move around a couple offensive pieces, I still like him for over 1,000 yards and like 8, 9, maybe 10 touchdowns. The touchdowns kind of hurt his fantasy value, but if he can get 1,000, 1,200 yards and keep that 8 to 10 touchdown range, I think he's still a viable fantasy option.
Yeah, I view him.
I'm not going to call him a first round talent, but I'll call him definitely a good fantasy option.
Second
Third
round.
round. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'm looking at my list. I don't have him in my top 12. I'm going to probably change that. I'll probably swap him up with
Don't do that on my behalf.
No, because I like the player. I think he really is like an elite number 1 receiver. I think he is one of those.
100%. They had who did they grabbed with him a couple of years ago? They had Diggs. Was it Diggs that was on? Who was it that the Texans had that people thought was going to take?
Yeah.
It was Diggs, wasn't it?
Yep, they had Diggs.
And Diggs dug himself into the ground. There's no taking over on Nico, man. He's a bad man.
Yeah, he's good. And if the Texans do reverse course and put up a competent offense, like you said, those touchdowns are the main thing I'm discounting him for. If he starts catching touchdowns and if that offense is purring, he's gonna smash and
he's a key. Yeah. He's a key to that.
He also has his own injury history a little bit. He gets dinged up, misses a game or two. I don't think that hurts his value too much.
I agree. I don't think so.
Okay, next at number 9, you have one of your boys.
Malik Neighbors, baby. He is just granted he got hurt last year. He's out for a very long time. He's just the guy. I just look at him like he is the guy. Every team should, I'll say should because not every team does, but every team should have that one guy that is just the guy. He is the talented one. He is the one that you can just throw the ball anywhere and he's going to have a very high chance of getting there. And for the Giants, that is Malik Neighbors. Now, granted, they just snagged Malachi Fields. They also got Darnell Mooney. I don't think either one of them is going to steal and granted, they got Isaiah Likely, right, as well.
Yep.
Even with Harbaugh there and Likely being his guy, I don't see really any of them, or Theo for that matter. I don't see any of them, those four, taking targets away from Malik Neighbors because he is the guy on the Giants.
Yeah, he could do it all. I mean, he could win over the middle, he could win deep, and we saw him for like 3 drives maybe with Jackson Dart, and he caught like a 40-yard touchdown. I mean,
Yeah. Before he went down like a fart in church.
yeah, poor guy. And again, I think the Giants are going to take a step forward offensive wise, production wise, and that just bodes well in terms of touchdowns. You got to throw it to somebody in the red zone, and Scadaboo is going to get his, and Likely will probably get his, but the Neighbor should still be like the primary red zone guy. I mean, he wins so fast off the line.
7+ targets a game, easy.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's one of the teams I statted out. I have him statted out for 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns, and that's high end production. 112 receptions is what I have him at. So if he stays healthy, if that Jackson Dart Neighbors connection is real, which it looks like Dart could play. So I don't think he's gonna fumble that situation, to use a football term. I have him at 6. I'm going to be drafting him high. I love the talent. I like the situation. And at the cost he's going, I'm going to have a lot of Malik Neighbors this year.
Yeah, me too. I'm going for him. Going strong.
Hell yeah. Now, next, you have Chris Olave.
I was not a Chris Olave believer. I was not. Last season, he woke me up. He's proven himself to me. 1,000-yard season 1,100-yard season last year.
Yeah, 1163.
He's a package. He's definitely he's a great wide receiver. Not a first-round talent. I don't think he's a first-round talent. Second, third ish. Last season again with him, it's again the Saints, and I hate to fucking do it again, but it's a quarterback problem. They seem to have kind of found their guy at the end of the year last year with your boy. I'm not. I don't want to jump on that fucking bandwagon yet, because the minute I do, it's going to be a whole other fucking Kirk Cousins situation, and he's just going to fall off the face of the earth. Now, that being said, Olave is the clear number 1 on that team. Yes, they just drafted was it Tyson? Yeah, Tyson. They just drafted Tyson. Tyson is great fucking wide receiver talent. He's young. He's got all the fucking tools that you need to fucking start in the NFL. I still don't see him taking targets from Olave, because last year he was their tried and true, like their pride and glory. And I don't see it going anywhere else. The only other person that would be able to take anything from him with what he's been doing would be Alvin Kamara 4 years ago.
Well, so you're right. There are questions on that offense.
There's a lot of questions on that offense.
You called me out. I'm on that bandwagon. I love the Saints. I love Tyler Shuck. I love Jordan Tyson. I love the addition of Travis Etienne. And I love Kellen Moore, their head coach. I think he is.
They pulled a fucking tight end out of this draft too that I'm a big fan of. Oscar Delp, go Dogs, baby! Oh my God,
if Olave or Tyson go down, he's going to be a fantasy asset. But
he's got the talent to do it. But
I do think they're going to spread the ball around a little bit. In that,
I don't see it. I don't. I'm still. I've read some rumors about them moving the ball around a lot more than they did last year, just to kind of like spread it out. But I don't see it taking away from Olave just because of how much he's proven himself. I don't.
Yeah, he should be the number 1 guy in that offense, and I have him at 11. So, we're holding hands on this one. Okay, so next you have Ted McMillan, who did not make my top 12.
He made my top 12 because last year, rookie season, came out and surprised the hell out of me. He was on the Panthers with Bryce, baby. I thought he was going to come out looking like straight up dumpster fire. And he didn't. He came out a little slow rookie season, give him a couple of games. Still had over 1,000 yards.
Yep.
And he kind of moved himself towards that wide receiver 1 for the Panthers.
Yeah,
I'll put him in there. I'll put him in there as the Panthers wide receiver 1. I'll argue for it. He's second season. He's going to come out way stronger than he did last year. Chances of adding I won't say 300 yards onto what he had, but chances of adding 200 yards onto what he had. I'm for it. I'm for it.
Yeah, hopefully he connects on more of those targets. He was targeted 122 times. He only caught 70 balls. That's not a great percentage right there. If the target volume stays the same, 122, and he catches 85 balls, which is totally reasonable, yeah, he's going to be a top 12 wide receiver, no doubt.
I think it took last year. It took Bryce a little bit of time to wake the fuck up as well. So if he comes out throwing like he did at the end of the year last year when they were digging in, I could see 85, 95. I won't say over 100 yet because I'm not going to put that much faith into it. But if he gets that 85 and that 85, 95 is the very high end. That is the very top tier peak that I think he could get to this year. That being said, the team is still young.
Yeah, I think the Panthers like to run the ball. So that volume,
they got rid of their golden boy from last year,
Rico. But Jonathan Brooks is healthy. Maybe he'll be a thing. But and Chuba should be healthy too. I like Chuba.
Chuba's he is the fucking dog on that team.
Yeah, they like to run the ball. So I don't see that volume going crazy. For Tet, I do like him to up his efficiency. I have him outside of my top 12, mainly just because I like other guys better. But I have him right there at probably 13 or 14.
Close enough.
Yep. So finally, number 12. We talked about him a little bit, so we'll keep this one quick.
We did. We'll try to make it as quick as I can. I won't talk too much shit.
George
Pickens, yeah, go Dogs. I love, like I said before, I love to fucking hate him. I don't see him getting another 1,400. I'll say 8. I'm not even going to say over 1,000. I'll say 800 to 900 yards this year. I just don't with CD back for those 4 games. Those targets are getting moved over. I think the top tier wide receiver 2, 100%. I think Dak trusts him because of how he played last year. But I also think a quarterback like Dak, who thinks too much, he's thinking about his hot head. And because he's got a hot head, that doesn't mean that he's just going to fucking spread the ball out more. Like I said, if you ask Jay, Ferguson is going to take all those targets because he's the number 1 tight end in the whole league. He'll try to trade him to you all fucking day. But good wide receiver, has good talent, built his talent when he was in college. Built more on his talent when he was in college. He went to Georgia. It was fucking great. Where he is now, he's stuck in CeeDee Lamb's shadow. Arguable to some. Fuck the Cowboys. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so I have him at 12 also. To me, he's a safe bet for production because he's a red zone guy. He's going to be in a healthy offense. He's got a little bit of that upside in case CD goes down, but he's got protection.
But that's in case he goes down.
In case
that's actually going to happen.
Yeah. So I'm drafting him pretty comfortably as the 12th wide receiver off the board. I could be convinced to swap him with Tet.
I I could not. And the reason why I could not is because I'm not going to throw in that age difference, even though you definitely could, but I'm going to say I think Tet's got a better talent there because he's got his head on his shoulders, or so it seems.
So it seems. Okay, so I have 2 bones to pick for with you. You have 2 very notable exclusions from your top 12. You have one of my guys, Rashee Rice, who I have ranked at 7 outside of your top 12. And now Rashee Rice averaged 15 and a half points per game last year, which is the same as Amon-Ra St. Brown. What's your reason for keeping this guy outside of your top 12? Because I feel like he's a shoe-in primary target for Patrick Mahomes.
You think he's a top tier talent, that top wide receiver 1 class?
In terms of talent, no, I think he's I think he isn't in the top 12 that you said. I think he's right at the bottom of that list. But I think situation-wise, it's too good. It's too good. He gets too many targets in too high of a functioning offense. Like I said, 15 and a half.
Too high functioning. I mean, last year they weren't that top tier Chiefs that we've seen.
Yeah,
when he came in, they got better when he came in last year because he was hurt.
Yeah, he only played 8 games last year.
And I don't. I mean, I'm kind of not. I'm not the biggest Kansas City Chiefs fan. Kind of hate Pat Mahomes.
Oh, Kermit.
I've had enough. I've had enough of Travis Kelce. But we're talking about Rashee Rice. I've fucking had enough of him too. Only at 8 games. I don't. I mean, am I one of those guys that's like, this is not the team that I like, and I'm not going to come on. I mean, fantasy value. They've had their fantasy value before. If I had Travis Kelce, yes. If I had Pat Mahomes, fuck no, I'll never have Pat Mahomes. But Rashee Rice, would I take him? Yeah, but I'm not going to look at him like he's in that top wide receiver talent in my eyes, just due to the fact that he hasn't shown me anything that these guys have shown me. Granted, there's some guys that are on my top 12 list where I could argue to pull them off, but I don't think Rashee Rice is one of those guys that I would argue to push on. You know what I'm saying?
Is the guy that you would argue to push on, who is another exclusion from your list, AJ Brown?
Had a 1,000-yard season last year. Is he gone yet? Is he on the Pats? Do we fucking know what's going on? Like, is it June 1st? Where are we at?
I am treating it like he's already on the Pats. No, he's not already on the Pats yet.
AJ Brown would not be on my list. No. Reason being because I could see him going to the Pats. I could see him doing what Stephon Diggs did with the Pats last year, over 1,000 yards. I just don't. I'm not going to say he's washed up because he got 1,000 yards. He could get 1,000 yards again, but he's not what he was. And I think that's due to the fact that he's got the same kind of head on his shoulders that the guy that I put in at my 12.
Yeah, he's a diva. He's such a good talent. I think he's so good at football. And there's a little bit of concern. Will he jive with Drake May? Will the Patriots be as good with a harder schedule? I think he's going to have 1,300 yards.
Oh, man, you're going all in. All in.
1,200 yards.
He's not in your 12, though.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He is?
Yeah, I have him at 10.
Oh, you do have him at 10.
And the note I have here is once the trade happens, I might move him up.
What if Diggs comes back?
I don't care. I do not care. I think he will be the best player on that offense.
Well, like I said before, Diggs didn't take anything away from Nico. So
yeah. AJ Brown is worse than Nico in my eyes, but not by a whole lot.
5 touchdowns.
Yep. All right. So the worst decisions ever made by us in fantasy.
Oh,
Jeff, You have a few of these and some real good ones right when you started out in fantasy, but
I did.
I'll let you take the floor on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the one that I never get to live down. My second round pick. Second round pick for fucking back then it was Dirty Randy. Dude, Ruben Randall at second round pick. Like, what the fuck was I thinking? Was he even in the league anymore at that time?
This was Jeff's, I think, your first year playing fantasy.
First year playing fantasy with Fiffle. First fucking year. Oh
and
my.
he rolled in and took Ruben. It was Ruben Randall was, I think, maybe a second year pro or something like that. But you just drafted all Giants.
I did. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. There's a reason why I started off at the bottom for the first 4 or 5 years. God almighty.
Yeah, that
we
one
could lump that one.
funny.
We could lump that one right in with Kirk Cousins and some fucking advice for what running back was it that I gave up?
Jamal Charles.
Oh
Jeff
my
once traded a player for advice. And let me tell you, it didn't work out.
It definitely fucking did not work out. And that is where the J trade was born for me. So we'll get back to the bad moves that we've made, but the J trade, every fucking league, I don't care if it's an 8-man, a 10-man, a 12-man, 14, 16, whatever it may be, every fantasy sport, every fantasy league, everybody's fucking got one. For lack of better words, it's the trade rate master. That's what we're calling a J trade. He is the fucking one that is going to feed you shit, but talk about it like it's gold. Everybody fucking knows someone like that. Dude, Ferguson, Dallas, he's catching 10 out of 10 with targets and receptions a game. He's got 75 plus yards. He's got a touchdown in his last 6 appearances. Like, last 6 appearances? What is he, a fucking pitcher on the Red Sox or the Yankees? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? He's fucking awesome. You know who he's worth? I'm telling you right now, he's worth Malik Neighbors on a good day. And I'm like, hold the fucking phone here. Every league's got one. Everybody knows somebody that's like that. The only thing you can do is fucking call him out and laugh at him. Invite him into your other leagues and then fucking tell every single person in that league that this is what he's going to do. Somebody will still fall for the bullshit, and it works every time.
Jay gets everyone, or not everybody. He gets someone every single year at the J trade because
every fucking season.
He spends 48 to 72 hours jackhammering you with text messages. He tells you why the players he's trading you is the best thing since sliced bread, the best thing you've ever seen in your life. And then the second the trade hits the wire and everybody sees it, you get blasted for getting sexually assaulted by that trade.
Absolutely blasted. Absolutely fucking blasted. And I will say this, the one thing that I've learned is I absolutely adore dragging on the conversation so that 48 to 72 hours turns into a week. And then it'll turn into a second week, and you'll have him on his hind legs, and Jay will be walking backwards, not knowing what to do. And then he's like, all right, I'll do this trade. And you feel like you got one over on him, but the trade he's offering you, he sneaks a different trade in there and he tries to fuck you, but you can't let him. You can't let him. He's like a Rottweiler. When he sinks his teeth in, you just got to let him finish shaking, but he'll let you go. He'll let you go in the long run.
That's good. Which if I were to give any advice, because every league's got one, like you said, if I were to give any advice before you make a trade, ask 1 or 2 other people in the league what they would give you for the same package. And when you hear that it's way more than what that person's offering you,
just
exactly.
Put it right in their face. Put it right in their face. I do it to them every year. It makes them get so mad. Oh, they're not going to do what I'll do for you. And then here comes the advice. It's not even in the trade anymore, but the advice is still there.
Yeah. So the J trade, it's a fixture in our league, and look, I'll also say this, because we'll bleed all these segments together, I guess. Trades just make a league more fun. So
Mm,
so if you want to, enjoy your fantasy football league, if like Jeff and I trade all the time,
all the fucking time. Oh
and
my
and
god, all the
and
time.
we don't obsess over winning the trade sometimes, because like as long as it's pretty even, trading is fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, I
If you
agree.
want to make a league
100%.
more fun, trade, and it's like sometimes you'll get screwed. Yeah, absolutely. But sometimes you'll win. Sometimes the player you trade away will blow out their ACL the next day, and look, that's a massive win. So make those trades. Don't over trade. Don't trade just because. But if
I've
you
been there,
need a
done
little,
that.
yeah,
I've been there,
yeah,
done that. There's been
you're
years
built
where it's
for
like
that.
week 1, week 2, and I trade away a top tier player. They end off with 1,000 yards, and I get a guy that fucking 400, 500 yards. It happens.
Jeff is a notorious overtrader, but
Oh,
look,
big time, big
it
time. I
makes
like.
the league so much fun.
I get so excited sometimes, but then 2 or 3 weeks later, I look back on it and I'm like, oh my god, what kind of sicko? Like Jesus, it's terrible. But
Uh,
hey, it keeps the people going. It gives them what they want. It gets the league more interesting. And I just end up in last. It's whatever. I mean, here we are.
I've actually made a commitment to make more trades, because sometimes I obsess over winning the trade, and I'm going to do that less. I want to trade more.
Yeah,
I want
fuck it.
to
We
make
got to spread the wealth. We still got 3 guys that need to win a championship. What the
spread the
fuck?
wealth, spread the wealth. So one of the worst mistakes, one of the worst decisions, and this isn't a particular decision, but this is something I do every year, is I watch training camp. I watch clips on Twitter, and I fall in love with players.
You get addicted. I knew where that was going. I
I
knew
get
where that was going.
freaking addicted to watching these players run without pads against no defenders, but they look so good at football. I can't help
They do.
myself.
They do. They make such fucking heinous plays too at some of these training camp videos.
There's this one video of Garrett Wilson toe tapping in the back of the end zone with Aaron Rodgers, back when Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets. I moved Garrett Wilson up like 15 spots in my rankings. I'm like, this guy's going to catch 30 touchdowns. Of course, it didn't happen. Of course, I drafted him way too high. So one of the big mistakes that I do is I fall in love with training camp. I'll try not to do it, but it's happening again with Mekhi Lemon this year. I'm watching those training camp videos. He looks so good.
I got him in the dynasty league that we just did the draft for. I'm fucking obsessed. Obsessed, dude.
He looks so good. And look, I hated him before. Not hated him. I didn't like him that much before the draft. I'm moving him up. I can't help myself. I don't even want to. I'm doing it.
Yeah, he's exciting. He's exciting. I will say this though. Those training videos that you're talking about, I was the what we thought was going to be a career-ending injury after Beckham caught that touchdown with the Los Angeles Rams in the almost said World Series in the Super Bowl. We thought I thought his career was over. I thought he was going to, or it was going to be a very long time for him to come back. I saw training camp videos of him like the year after, no pads, just getting the fucking ball thrown to him, and he looked like he was a fucking rookie, making fucking plays that are fucking asinine. And then I'm like, damn, he looks like. And then you put pads on, and he's a fucking ghost. And
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
running in
oh,
slow motion on the field.
they trick you. They trick you. No pads, man. They'll fucking get you.
I drafted OBJ that year over Jamar Chase. That's a true story. Jamar's rookie year, and look, this is a prime example. Jamar's rookie year. Remember, he plummeted in drafts because he dropped like 6 passes in the preseason or training camp or something, and everybody was like, "Oh, he can't catch the ball. He can't catch the ball." Then he comes in and is like a freaking superstar.
Yeah.
Don't overreact to training camp.
That's so now overreact in general is another problem that I have to certain situations. That is another we can put that in as one of my weaknesses right now. and one of the worst decisions that I could do. I overreact like it's fucking nobody's business. There's been times where you and Sean deal with this with me all the fucking time because I get to the point of where even my fiance, she has to deal with it now too because we're in 2 different leagues together, 3 leagues together. I overreact about one fucking player, and I'm like, that's it. He's out of all 3 of my leagues. I'm done. I don't want him anymore. Wipe my hands clean of him. End of the season, he's got 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. And I'm like, I fucking washed my hands of him. I don't care. I'll come in last. Can't do it.
Yeah. Yep. Overreacting is look, and you could overreact. If you get a bad taste in your mouth for a player and you don't want to watch him every week, fine. Get equal value. If you don't get the trade you're looking for, don't take the trade. You got to hang on to him, and that's just how it is. If you trade for penny on the dollars, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move into our final segment. We're gonna do some predictions here, and again, Jeff, I'm keeping track, and we're gonna have a score at the end of the year. You or me, who's better?
Oh my God.
All right. So who is going to have more fantasy points this year? Brock Bowers or Trey McBride?
2 seasons ago, McBride got hurt. Right?
I think if he got hurt, he only missed a couple games.
And then last season, it was Brock Bowers that got hurt.
Yep.
Came back. He played well when he came back. Trey McBride played like a fucking dog all season last season. He was the entire offense for Brissett. Something like 126 receptions with what, like 1,400 yards last year, something like that.
He
Holy
put up
shit.
Yeah, he put up 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. Yep.
So he's an absolute animal. I'm not going to call him a forever tight end talent because he's no Tony Gonzalez, but he's a great fucking player. And oh man, so is Brock Bowers. But Brock Bowers doesn't have a fucking Michael Wilson that can steal some fucking targets from him. Hey, when you got a fucking team that's got somebody, Michael Wilson is my honorable mention of the fucking day. And our friend Al will love me for this. Fucking something like 78 receptions, over 1,000 yards last year. And he did it all in Trey McBride's shadow with Jacoby Brissett as his fucking quarterback. Fucking what a dog, man. Murray might have been in there for some of it, but fuck Murray at that point. It's all about Brissett with that team. And the fact that Wilson came out and shined, could he do it again? I think he's going to. So I'm going to go with Brock Bowers on this one.
All right. I think that's a fair pick.
Now that being said, that's not saying that Trey McBride is not going to fucking show up. That's just to say that Brock Bowers is going to show out.
Yeah, look, I think Bowers is going to be the guy, right? And the Raiders' offense is going to take a step forward. He's going to have, I don't know if I'm exaggerating here. If he stays healthy, he's going to have 130 receptions. He's going to essentially
Magical Mendoza.
And then Trey McBride, I'm going to pick Trey McBride just because I think the touchdown upside is higher.
He's got. Wait,
we're doing half PPR.
Hold the fucking phone here. Are we saying that are you saying that you don't think that Brock Bowers has got that 10+ touchdown upside?
I think that the Raiders will score less touchdowns than the Cardinals.
Receiving wise.
Period, but sure.
I'm confused.
I think that the Cardinals are going to score like 10 more touchdowns than the Raiders.
Due to what?
What do you mean? They were a good offense last year, and the Raiders were dog shit.
You're talking about fucking Jacoby Brissett. You're saying that he's going to be able to run that offense better than he did last year?
No, he'll run it the same. They were a good offense last year.
Oh, but he's going to have more time with them, so more things are going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to be good. I still think their defense is going to be trash. But
I have a feeling they're going to be one of those teams that randomly fucking comes out and makes it look like they could make the playoffs, I think. But that being said, I also think the Raiders are going to come out and make it look like they could make the playoffs this year. Both of these teams had dumpster fire offenses last year, in my opinion. And I think this year they're both on the up and up because they've got some young blood in there that's going to work it through. And I think it's going to take a little while to make all the connections, but I still see fucking Brock Bowers up there with fucking 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns.
yeah. I think that 130 receptions, 1,300 yards, but I'll give him like 6 or 7 touchdowns. We'll see. I'm taking McBride. You take Bowers. You'll owe me a beer if I'm right. All right. Now the next one is a tough one. And this is one that I wrestled with a lot. Who will lead the Jaguars in receiving yards?
Who do you got,
Brian,
Jackie?
So it's between BTJ, Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington. The obvious answer here is Brian Thomas Jr.
My boy.
But
there's a second one here for me. That could fucking came out of nowhere last year. He could come out of nowhere again this year, even better than he was last year.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence likes to throw outside. So I think Jacoby Myers is going to lead that team with like 880 yards, something like that.
And I don't think it's I don't think it's Jacoby Myers. For me, it's either BTJ or Parker Washington. Parker Washington, nobody thought he was going to do what he did last year. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. He came out. He was very, very, very exciting. But then you got fucking BTJ, and BTJ is my boy. I called it from fucking day one with him that he was going to show up and show out, and he did season 1. I'll do it for all three. I'll say BTJ has over 1,000 yards, 1,000 plus. I'll say Travis Hunter has 700. I'll say Jacoby Myers has 800 plus, 800 plus.
Okay.
And then I'll say Parker Washington also has 800 plus.
So
there's going to be no fucking rushing on this team, apparently. They're never going to run the ball.
Those numbers equal a lot of passing yards for
how many did Trevor Lawrence have last year? The boy wonder.
I think he had like 4,300, something like that.
What are these added up? I'm terrible at fucking math.
So these are 816 to 26 3,300. That's 3,300.
That's he's got a 1,000-yard like cushion there.
Yeah, and he's still got to throw to his tight ends. He's still got to throw to Byshal Tootin. You know, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But that would be a lot of yards.
I mean, that wouldn't be one hell of a fucking season. Holy shit!
What that means is Jeff is drafting Trevor Lawrence.
It's not out of the question. It's not out of the question. He's got to cut his hair though.
I get tricked by a Twitter post every year that he cut his hair. Okay, so here's what I'll say. Here's how we'll do this. We'll do this prediction. You could take Parker Washington and BTJ, and I'll take Jacoby Myers and Travis Hunter.
Deal.
And then if the field wins, we both do a shot on camera.
Deal.
All right. If I had to rank it, I would go Jacoby, BTJ, Travis Hunter, Parker Washington. So
I would agree that I think Parker Washington is probably on the bottom of that pile, but he's I don't know, he's got that like that Wayne Dale Robinson feel to him. You know what I mean? Like let's
yeah,
do something that
he's a football player.
yeah. Yeah.
He's where he's supposed to be. He finds a way to be productive.
Yep.
All right, and the final prediction. This is one that Vegas has as one of the like chalkiest divisions. They have it like a very clear 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the AFC North. I'll go ahead and rank it. I'll go Bengals with 10 wins. And I see that defense getting better with Sexy Dexy. And you know, they're just committing more to the defense. And I think Joe Burrow stays healthy a full year, and I see him winning 10 games. I got the Ravens with 9 wins. And I just think they take a step back on offense. They weren't that great last year because Lamar was hurt, but if Lamar doesn't rush for like 1,000 yards, they don't really have that much firepower. No Isaiah Likely. Zay Flowers is kind of the only dude. Derrick Henry's getting older. I could see him winning even less than 9 games. And then I have the Steelers at 8 games. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I don't trust McCarthy as the coach. Again, 7, 8, 9 wins. They have the great defense. They got the culture. So, they're not going to disappear. And then finally, I got the Browns. I really wanted to put them ahead of the Steelers or the Ravens or something, but they're the Browns. I really liked their draft. I love their defense. They were in something like 10 one-score games last year. I got them at 7 wins. So I have them taking a big step forward.
My only reactions to this are the big booty Browns. I don't see them moving themselves up any further. And you don't trust McCarthy. Doesn't he have a Super Bowl under his belt?
Yeah, but
with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was 15 years younger and
completely different player, but he built somebody up. He built Rodgers up, did he not?
He's not a great coach. I think if they have a great coach, they win more than one Super Bowl with the team they had. They had a great defense on that Packers team under his tenure. They had a great offense. They had all sorts of awesome players.
So I'm not even what I was trying to get to was the fact that with the way that he built Rodgers up, I have a feeling that he's going to be able to build up someone like Will Howard.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback for that team.
Has it solidified yet?
No, he's didn't even sign with them, but he's gonna be.
He's got to walk out of his hippie house and say one thing over another, brother. Come on, he can't be drinking tea this entire time. Something's got to fucking happen down the road somewhere.
He's gonna do ayahuasca on the field.
Ravens at 9, I tend to agree with, but somehow they always fucking hang on and they're in the discussion. And then Bengals at 10. Now, the way that I look at this is Bengals at 10, like, ooh, Bengals at 10-7. Ooh, that's not shit. Like, what the fuck is that? That's fucking nothing. When you think about doing predictions like this, somebody's almost always getting 13 or 14 fucking wins. We're in a 17-game season right now. If our predictions are looking at a good fucking, like a good division, and you're looking at 10 wins being the fucking max.
Look, I don't like this division.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't. I really don't. The Bengals have major questions with health and defense. The Ravens have major questions with coaching changes and
I would say even if the Bengals are healthy, they're looking for like a win-win season. You got to have fucking 12 wins on there. Go 12-5.
No.
And if the Ravens are looking to stay in the fucking hunt, they need at least 11 wins. If the Steelers are looking to show up and like McCarthy is showing that he's going to be something better than one of their greatest fucking coaches they ever had was, show in with 10, 11 wins and make it to the playoffs again. But win in the playoffs. Browns, they could fucking let Shadur fart the ball for a touchdown and everyone would cheer. So
Okay, so let me get this straight, Jeff. You got the Bengals with 12, the Ravens with 11, the Steelers with 10.
Is it out of the question?
So you have the same order as me, but you're going way more.
I'll go
with the Bengals.
12, 11, 10, 8.
Okay, so that's what this prediction is going here.
I don't even know if it's possible. Is that even fucking possible?
Oh, yeah.
12, 11, 10, 8? Is it? I think so. All right. Good.
You're going 8 wins with the big booty Browns.
The big booty Browns at fucking the Stellars. the big booty Browns.
The
They
listeners can't see my screen. Jeff, don't make fun of my typing.
Sorry, my bad. I don't want to talk shit about Shadur because I think he showed up at the right time last year and he proved that he could be the quarterback that's controlling the offense.
I think it's going to be Deshaun.
You think Deshaun's coming back? You think they're going to let the toucher?
He was the touchy. He was the one who got touched.
Didn't he? He didn't do the touching.
He coerced the masseuses into touching him.
Oh,
so he got touched,
he's got away with words, is what we're saying.
Yeah, away with.
And we're forgetting about Dylan Gabriel. Are we forgetting about Dylan Gabriel? Like he's
going to be bagging groceries, Jeff.
He's going to be. You know who else was bagging groceries and now has a Super Bowl under his belt and he's a Hall of Famer?
Who?
Kurt Warner.
Well, Kurt Warner's he is a Hall of Famer. That's my point. Dylan Gabriel ain't going to be making any Hall of Fame.
Everybody started somewhere, brother. That's all I'm saying.
I'll cut my left pinky off on a live stream if Dylan Gabriel makes the Hall of Fame.
Nobody's asking you to do that, but
I would.
He started over Shadur last year, did he not? He was the first fucking one that they threw in there as rookies go.
Yeah, and he was trash. He was terrible.
But there's a reason the coaching staff saw something about him that made them start him over Shadur. Now, I'm not saying that when Shadur came in, he wasn't better because he was. He controlled the ball better. He made better decisions, and his vision was way better than Gabriel's. But there was something that they saw in Gabriel during those mini camps, during the practices in the preseason, that made them want to use him earlier than Shadur.
Okay, let's do a bet right now. If Dylan Gabriel starts one game in the next 3 years, we trade 6th for 8th round draft pick.
It's doable. One game.
One game in 3 years.
In 3 years? Wow, you're counting him completely out.
He's done.
Is he on the roster?
I don't know.
Oh my God. I'll take that bet. I'll take it.
All right. Let me make a note. All right.
3 years. God damn. 3 years, one game. What if Shadur's hurt?
Deshaun Watson will play.
You really think Watson is going to come back and show what he was when he was on the Texans?
No. He's still better than Dylan Gabriel.
He hasn't played in like 3 years, dude.
You know, if he switches to being a lefty also, maybe he'll be worse than Dylan Gabriel.
Man, you're making me have to take a shit.
Well, thanks for joining us on Fantasy Dad Duo. We'll catch you next week.
We'll see you guys later.